Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and it's that time again. It's been about, 2 weeks after the release of M21, so they're already asking people how they liked it. Unlike other people, I do think that it is probably, with Arena out there, an appropriate time to ask people what they think about the set and the cards and stuff. Maybe 3-4 weeks would have been better, but they do leave this survey up for a while. So, link in the description, link in the top comments, link frickin' everywhere, because you guys need to go take this damn survey. Because they even have like freeform answers like, hey, why did you answer that you hate this set? Why did you answer that you hate the state of standard? Oh, I'll tell you all about it. I tore them a new ass in the survey, and I would strongly recommend you go do the same. Obviously, answer, honestly, but I know for a fact that a lot of you are pissed off at the state of standard and how the game is being managed. At least 74% of people out there, more if you don't count the ones who lied and don't even play standard, are uncomfortable with the power level of standard. They think it's too high, and they're correct. The top 10 decks are completely out of control from a power standpoint, and they need to damn well know about it. They needed to know about it 6 months ago. Unfortunately, they send this out on Mark Rosewater's blog and Twitter where everybody kisses their ass, well, up until lately, as we're going to prove with this video. But yeah, they send it to their biggest fanboys who think that Wizards can do no wrong. A bunch of pro player wannabes where they just copy whatever deck looks like the best from some tournament results and just don't give a shit about anything past winning. They don't know if it's an uncomfortable state of standard. They don't care. Whatever. And they're the ones taking this damn survey. You want to know why nothing ever gets fixed? Because you guys don't take the survey. So go take the survey. However many views this video gets, that damn well better be the number of survey results they get. So go do it right now. Anyway, they say, we want to know what you think of MTG M21 in our latest survey. Take it here and help Magic continue to make awesome sets. I assume the word continue was a typo. First up, we got core sets are boring, they need lore. Yeah, they really do. Who the hell is this Basri guy? Put core sets on a plane that can have any mechanics so that it can fulfill both gameplay needs and fanbase needs. This stuff isn't rocket science. Wizards of the Coast, think outside the box. Perfectly legitimate complaint. Not the first place I would have went, but he's got a point. Plus, he's got a Chibi Jace artwork as his profile image, so, you can trust that guy. Next up, we've got somebody who is the walking Twitter stereotype. If you look at their bio, it's got all the symbols. I'm surprised their pronouns aren't in there. Got a bunch of activism hearts and they're not just the clown, they're the whole damn circus, but they do make a really funny point. For fairness, I'll read the whole comment here. It's really hard to answer this when I like M21 as a set. Really? But also, I hate that y'all hate LGBTQIA+. Okay, seriously, the plus was the other letters. You can't add letters and the plus. Anyway, you hate LGBTQ+ people and continue to employ Nick Kelman. I don't know where the basis is or what's going on with either of those statements. The first one is clearly wrong. That's all they give a shit about. And then they say, and are also racist as a company and have basically no black artists. Now you got a point there. Now I'm following you. The whole Nick Kelman thing, I don't know. I've never heard the person's name. It's probably some cancel culture horse shit that was made up. It can't be that big if I didn't hear about it. But yes, according to the one black artist that people could find, they have approximately one black artist. Fantastic. The follow-up tweet from the same person was, example, it's very hard not to laugh when you ask about the diversity of characters in M21, which I kid you not, that's an actual question. When all of these, quote, diverse black characters are painted by white people, primarily white dudes. So clearly this person's, one of those SJW, I'm really a racist, white-hating, men-hating asshole, but still they're making good points. SJW and angry diversity scream at everybody, you're always wrong, cancel culture types turning on a company that's known to be hyper-liberal and allegedly diverse is nothing new, but like I said, they're making very valid points. Mostly about Wizards' giant hypocrisy. Next, tweet. Maybe you should do a survey about how every format bans are managed since you like data to show how wrong you are. They put it in double quotes. And how the hell is 2 weeks after release enough to judge how we like a set? Yeah, ask us about the ban decisions, if we like them or think there have been enough. How about that? Why was that question not on there? You can answer it in the freeform sections, but they don't ask about it. I would recommend you guys mention it. Literally the next tweet. What about asking the community what we think about your most recent ban and restricted announcement? Oh, or do you not care? Do you not care what your customers think about your stupid, drastic, game-changing decisions? And if they were popular or the right decision? I think somebody replied directly to him. It's hard to tell with this new Twitter interface. It pisses me off, and I never use the damn site. But it looks like Captain Toad came in and said, because they know it's all going to be negative feedback. Yeah, people, I mean, some people are butthurt that Orrery's gone, but a lot of people are butthurt that Inverter of Truth is still legal in Modern. I mean, that I'm hearing a little bit more about that than anything else. And oh my gosh, did it rub people the wrong way when they said everything is fine and standard, which, one, f*** you, Wizards, and two, they said Simic Ramp is becoming less popular, which cannot possibly be true unless people are playing, like, red triple damage or something. Like, it would have to be something even worse. It doesn't need to be less popular, it needs to be banned, first of all, and then whatever's replacing it clearly, literally without me even knowing what it is, deserves a ban. Because anything that could beat that deck is going way too far. And not even fixing Brawl when there's 4 blatantly horrible commanders? I mean, Kinnan, are you kidding me? You're gonna let that bullshit slide? Really? That's what I gotta say about the ban decision. Next tweet. Let's talk about this, please. The current macOS client is practically unusable. If you haven't heard about that, it does not even function at a basic level. Most people can't even open it. It's just a shitstorm. Then they included a screenshot, and like, seriously, I did not see this question on my survey. Kind of weird. It says, what features would make you interested in trying Core Set 2021 on MTG Arena? Oh, I guess I just said that I did try it. And they put a macOS client that doesn't suck. Savage. It's 2020. Don't release your software until it works. Don't release your game until it's not a shit show. It's that fucking simple. Plus, Mac people are really whiny and really entitled. If something doesn't work flawlessly, they lose their shit, and they absolutely do not know how to fix it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be using a Mac. The next tweet basically says they didn't ask about COVID. Like, 10 of the questions were about COVID, so they're just wrong, so I'm not going to read it. Next up, somebody says, work harder at balancing formats, please. And by harder, I mean actually take what the community is saying into consideration, literally at all. Go off, Queen. Seriously, this person, their Twitter bio is finally made a new Twitter account. Haha, yes. I think their profile image is Let's Do Shots Girl, but I'm not 100% sure. Shout out to Rebebel_Bebel. You are the new hero of Twitter. The next one, I'm going to correct his wording on the fly, but basically it should have said, I'm sure they take the surveys, save them in a folder, and never even look at them, lol. Now, what they usually do is look at the results, make an excuse, say the community is wrong, say that it was rigged, and say that it was, like, bombarded by activists, and then ignore everything. Because it doesn't match, the ass-kissing they get from their own little personal bubble, and then they block everybody else. Somebody took a screenshot of the ban announcement that says we are otherwise happy, and it says, oh, you guys in R&D are happy, but we the players are not. Screw inverter decks. I'm so glad I don't play Modern. Modern hasn't been playable since they invented it. This next one, I can't tell if this person's a crazy person, a troll, or they're being, like, ironic or sarcastic, but I'm gonna read it. What's the point when you create/reprint a good card to make it an awesome set, and then you ban it? In my opinion, if you really want to balance the format, just create one fixed deck for each format, and player, not players, okay, only can use that deck to play competitive event. That has to be a sarcastic troll. It has to be. Nobody's that delusional. I mean, net deckers get pretty f***ed up in the head, but that's like cliche. Like, they have to be kidding. Next up, I don't fully agree with this, but he makes a pretty good point. I think M21 is great, but it is greatly overshadowed in every format by cards from previous recent sets that are multiple times their power level. Fiery Emancipation, dude. Really? Anyway, and still haven't been banned in those formats. So yeah, we're still sitting there waiting for a ban so we can play Standard again. I agree with that. I also agree that there's horribly pushed cards at M21, and anything before it pales in comparison to them, but we'll see. I mean, nothing's gonna unseat Simic Ramp and like some Rakdos shit that came around lately. But, I mean, even Rakdos got upgraded by M21, so I really do think he's wrong, but whatever. In short, M21 has no visible effect on most formats, meh. That was provably false, but okay. It's the ace set to be legal. If you're sitting here waiting for cats and dogs to be a viable deck, keep waiting. I mean, if that's what he means, cool, but like, yeah, a lot of cards from M21 are played right now. Isn't Teferi like $50? Like, come on. Somebody else took a screenshot that just says, what do you like least about Core Set 21? And they just put Ugin. I mean, they're not wrong. Next up, we've got a tweet that, once again, grammatically and spelling-wise makes no sense. I'm going to try to correct it on the fly, but it's from Tony Hawk's Moving Castle. What? And I guess what he's trying to say is I have little to no confidence that you guys will actually listen to how bad the last few sets made people feel due to the power creep, but I said it anyway. But there, I said it anyway. I mean, not everybody has perfect English. I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just correcting, you know. Somebody with the whole mutate thing going on in the current power level and the tier 1 out-of-control decks and the 50 permanents in play at once, I guess they got sick of it, and they highlighted, they actually circled it on their phone with their finger, the one that says, it's easy to teach someone how to play the game, and this game is very approachable to new players, and they said, are these sarcasm or just a joke, and gave it the lowest rating you can give it. I don't even know more than about 80% of how mutate works. Like, what if you clone something, then flicker the clone? Like, and then last known state, and then what if it changed in the meantime? What if you have no reference and you can't remember? Like, oh my gosh. At least I know now what happens when you put a frog on top of a mutate creature and then they mutate on top of it again. It's not actually last in rule, which I would have thought that's how it works. When I trained to be a judge and I make a YouTube channel about Magic and I still don't know how any of this shit works, you went too far, Mark. Oh my god, I forgot to mention Fire Mark Rosewater in the survey. Holy shit. I need to, like, clear my browser cache and go take it again. Someone else basically has mentioned that we need old cards and reprints more than we need new cards. Couldn't agree more. I mean, maybe not in a core set. And then again, that's where you put reprints. Yeah, I kind of have a point. Somebody else starts off their tweet with, M21 is very balanced for Type 2, which is the old name for Standard Constructed. But the Shuffler for Best of 1 is still horrible. Denies a lot of fun. Better have a free mulligan or a normal hand instead of that best hand, you know, where they pick two hands. I don't know if you knew that. They pick two hands invisibly and then choose between them so that your opening hand isn't actually random. They already admitted that. But on top of that, the Shuffler is also a rigged piece of shit, according to 1 million matches that somebody tracked. So that's where he's coming from on that. Somebody else, I guess, didn't feel like taking the survey, so they just replied dissatisfied and offended, and that's it. Someone else, I guess they meant to imply that they should have just put "the game is not for you" at the end. I don't know the end of what, but whatever he means, it's funny. Somebody else, oh god, they just keep getting worse. I love these people though, for real. Do you really want the survey after we saw the ban and restricted announcement? Because it's hard to stay objective after that fiasco. And then he put in parentheses, M21 is a good set in a vacuum, question mark? Yeah, because in the context of Standard, I believe I mentioned something like, it's just adding more fuel to the fire that is the absolute disaster that is Standard constructed. Oh, somebody call O.J. Simpson. I just saw on the Twitter news that Ford brought back the Bronco. You have to be really old to get that reference. If they don't ban 50 cards from Standard, I'm going to go buy a brand new 2021 or whatever the hell white Bronco, and I'm going on a 3-state police chase. And if you ever wonder how dumb some Twitter people are, somebody actually wrote, reprinting fetch lands in Standard won't hurt the game at all if we currently have Fabled Passage. Well, and are more focused on digital. Well, I mean, what we really need is neither. We need every single land that could potentially be above $5 out of Standard permanently. Just put them in a master set, reprint them somewhere else. I don't care. Just keep them out of Standard. Make Standard too expensive and too not approachable. Someone else just has a gif of some guy cracking his knuckles that says, me getting my fingers ready to smack talk the broken absurdity that is Teferi Master of Time. I still stand by that card isn't as good as people think it is, but, whatever. I mean, maybe with Proliferate, I think something outside of literally the card itself is going on here. I don't know. It's really expensive. I just haven't been following it. Someone else says they don't care. They just want to return to Kamigawa. Okay. Guys, by the way, I'm not cherry picking the ones that agree with my point of view. I think I've skipped 3 tweets in this entire thing. I'm just reading these in order. Nobody has anything positive to say about this. Next tweet. M21 is shit because nobody is going to play any Magic format when every format is shit. I think my bro just wrote a poem or a haiku or something. That's awesome. Then we got people like this who are completely ruining Standard. They say, I think it's cool that there are some cards to make Commander a little crazy. No. Standard should be Standard. The designers, the R&D people said, we test for Standard. We don't create products and test for other formats. Those are side formats. Standard is our main product. Yeah, M21 was basically Commander Masters, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's bullshit. Somebody else wants them to fix the server lag and the obviously constant, disconnection, black screen, stalling, whatever. Either that or stop people from slow playing. Hallelujah. Preach it, brother. Somebody else used an other option to put the reasons that they're spending less on Magic, and then it asked them what the primary reason was and put back what he wrote. So he selected out of the 3 options, I do not have money. This hobby is pricey. I bought a fiddle for half the cost of a standard deck right now, and I'm enjoying music and bluegrass. Guys, 17% of respondents said that they bought a fiddle and are now playing bluegrass instead. We now have to compete with bluegrass. What's going on? Somebody else is like, would like it more if you just fixed Pioneer. I mean, they thought they did. They didn't. Somebody else just says, you know what I think? Ban Uro and wilderness reclamation. Then literally the next tweet, get rid of Ugin, thanks. The next tweet, rotation cannot come soon enough. The next tweet, after the money, the time? I don't actually know what the reference is, but it sounds negative, so I read it. So remember, the first tweet was, go take a survey. So this person says, why would I? And then they answered their own question. Clearly this person's an idiot. I can't criticize Magic and Wizards of the Coast enough. You openly talk about Black Lives Matter and then don't do it internally. 100% true. You can't play test 4 formats and you ban things every month. Well, pick one, you dumbass. I don't understand how people keep giving you money. I don't know why people keep giving Tyler Perry money. I mean, somebody else just put, they just print the cards without testing at all and then see how it affects the formats, ... Next reply, how about instead you send out a survey asking players what they think about Pioneer, because it's clear to everybody that you have no clue what your player base thinks of that format. Oh my god, the next reply. After today's banning announcement, you may, in all caps, want to send out a survey on Pioneer. Look, Pioneer is a shit format, okay? Stop pretending it'll ever be good. The next one, Salty Steve, at Salty Steve 15 says, quit pretending like you care what we think. That's true. They ignore what the community wants as a whole, what the community tells them constantly about what will be problematic, what direction we want them to go, what cards are hated by the community, what deck archetypes that made them quit Arena, and like really important information. They ignore it all and keep doing whatever the they want. Because Aaron Forsythe and Mark Rosewater think that they can do no wrong, and they're used to so much hate that they just ignore it all and assume it's all just trolls. Somebody else put, because one of the options was singles, they said, Wizards of the Coast, there is no secondary market for Magic cards. Also Wizards of the Coast, did you buy your singles yet? This survey literally acknowledges that singles exist and that people prefer to buy them for like money, and that they're worth money and have a value. Whoops. Add that one to the screenshots. And that was actually all of the Twitter replies. There's a couple I skipped that were like irrelevant. They were just like, oh, when are we going to see Double Master spoils? Who gives a shit? And I think there was one that said something positive about something. But that was it. So like I said, link in the description, go take this survey. Do it. They need to know what real average regular players in the community think of this garbage. Not a bunch of pro wannabe netdecker douchebags who are clueless about fun or casual play or any of that. They need to stop hearing from those people and they need to start hearing from you. So go take it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.